This week, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is celebrating his 79th birthday, and later in the year it will be his 10th year as the head of the Palestinian Authority. So we went to talk to some people who know him intimately to find out what we don't know about him, and does he have within him what it takes to be the one leader to make the peace between the Palestinians and the Israelis. Dr. Ghassan Abdallah, the director of the Center for Applied Research and Education in Ramallah, has met Abbas for the first time when both of their families fled after the establishment of the State of Israel at a refugee camp.
He is a person whom you feel relaxed to from the first time you meet, because his eyes and his face does say that he is honest. You can see that he is an independent person. He is a reliable person, and he's a person who likes always to be straightforward and without going around here and there. He is ready to reach a peace agreement, a peace compromise, and this is not because he is a heroic person. It is because he has a clear vision of what does he want for his people. People do trust him. We do trust him. I may disagree with him in certain political issues, but I think and I am sure that the Palestinian people do trust him very, very, very much. He has no personal benefits, he has no personal, let's call it, desires or aspirations. He is doing what he's doing for the destiny of his people.
Shai Gal, who is one of the senior correspondents at Channel 2 News in Israel, conducted recently an in-depth expose about the leader of the Palestinian Authority.
We as Israelis don't know enough about the Palestinian leader, and that's quite surprising because he's there for 9 years, and we really don't know enough about who is Abu Mazen, what does he want. He was never a terrorist, he was never involved in terror himself. And sometimes Israelis tend to, look at him as, okay, he's not a really charismatic leader, but he's controlling the Palestinian Authority for almost 10 years. And that's even longer than Arafat. So maybe he's not, the ever mighty leader that we wish he would be, but he's definitely a very serious player in the Palestinian side. I think it's going to be a big surprise if 2014 will be the year of change. There is a nice sentence they say that everybody has his red lines, and the red lines tend to disappear as once the leader are agreed to make a decision that to erase them. We're not there yet. Okay, we are definitely not there.
The former Israeli Minister of Justice Yossi Beilin will go down in history as the man behind the famous Oslo Accords, which started the negotiations between Palestinians and Israelis back in 1993. But preceding those talks were the Beilin-Abu Mazen papers, which he personally created with Abbas at the time. The two have stayed close over the years.
Mahmoud Abbas is a human being who can also laugh at himself. This is quite a rare characteristic, especially for a politician. He has a nice sense of humor. He does not try to portray himself as a charismatic leader. Apparently he knows that he is not. And for him, the campaign for the presidency was a kind of a shock treatment, because he was not ready for that. For Abu Mazen to run, this was not obvious. He had a rival, Mustafa Barghouti, Dr. Mustafa Barghouti, who is a very serious person, very appreciated. And then he went to the different meetings in the campaign. He used to look at himself from the outside and say, is it me really saying these slogans? And then people would become very enthusiastic about what he said and would like to come to him at the end of the speech. So he would tell me from time to time his echoes of these public meetings. Once he told me that there were so many people rushing at him, so that his bodyguards had to take him through the window to the car in order to protect him from his supporters. The supporters came to the car in their hundreds. So he closed the window on his finger, and his finger, this part of the finger was cut, which he was quite astonished did not hurt him so much. It was not aching. The challenge that is waiting for him at the age of 79 is not very simple. I think that Abu Mazen is able to bring his people to the moment of signing an agreement with Israel, not necessarily because he is so popular, but because the people are ready.
Not a whole lot is known about Mahmoud Abbas's personal life. He is seldom seen in public with any of his family members, something that is probably very rare in the Facebook, Instagram world. He has been married for over 4 decades to Amina, and they have had 3 sons. His eldest son, Mazen Abbas, ran a building company in Doha and died in Qatar of a heart attack in 2002 at the age of 42. Abbas's nickname, Abu Mazen, is named after his son, meaning in Arabic, the father of Mazen. His second son is Yasser, who today lives in Canada and is a wealthy businessman. He was named after the former PA leader Yasser Arafat. And Abbas's youngest son is Tarek, who is working as a business executive. Abbas is also a very devoted grandfather.
He is married and he has a family, and as far as I hear from people, he is very, very loyal to his family, and his children are independent, and they do not interfere in politics, they do not interfere in his work, and I understand that he has a lovely grandson that he's taking care of.
And this is what Abbas's former colleague Nabil Saad, who served as the Palestinian Prime Minister, had to say about Abbas's birthday.
I really wish very much that Abu Mazen succeeds in making peace to celebrate his birthday.
The complexity of making peace with the Jewish state by far exceeds Abbas's personal will to be the one to sign the dotted line at the peace accords. The question now is, as he is pushing 80, will he be the one who will make that bold move which will put him down in the history books as a great leader that was bold enough to do the impossible? For JN1, I'm Ron Jacobsohn in Jerusalem.